works. Seem to work great, huh? Alright, let's look at that. There we are. That looks pretty good. Guess I'm gonna get it. For mounting a phone. I'm used to mounting my GoPro there, not the phone. Haven't figured out how to go live with a GoPro yet, but we'll figure that crap out eventually, yo. Alright, so I'm at work in the parking lot. We're gonna go drive a little bit. One thing I am going to need to do, stop by the house and get rid of this solder. Or else it's going to end up all over the car. We're gonna borrow this trash can right here. Oh, look at that. Come on. Wow, they're out for a Sunday drive, aren't they? We're going to turn this thing around and go back the other way. All right. most people drive around here. So that's like the only part of the road back there that I could really drive on around here, because there's usually not that much traffic there, although it seems a little busier today. So I wasn't really pushing it, just little drifties out the corners, you know. But usually I go around those corners a lot harder than that. It's just hard to tell if there's another car coming around it right now. So I don't push it too much, especially when there's traffic. But I come out here at 3 in the morning, there's nobody on that road, and it's really fun to drive. That's why you'll see in the TV show that that a lot of my drives are night drives on that course, is because it's really a traffic issue. It's not a real course. It's the street behind my house. So this is how we normally drive around here, because we have a lot of old people. It's definitely a retirement community around here. So that was just a sport mode. That wasn't even track mode. And you know, I don't know if you guys can see the kick of the transmission kicking in, but it hits hard. And I can't even really open it up on those stretches, because those stretches are so short. So I really get to, you know, only open it up about halfway before I have to go hitting the brakes and approaching the next turn. Now, I really do miss my manual transmission, the downshifting for the course runs like that. This car is amazing in a straight line. I mean, I've never had a car this fast in a straight line. But, you know, even my nitrous cars and my big block cars weren't this fast. But, you know, around corners and stuff, it kind of leaves something to be desired. You got to really know how to kind of drift a bit to control this car around the corners, because the ass end just wants to leave it. And you know, you got to be really touchy with the gas too. So it's a tricky car to drive at first when you first get it, because it's so overpowered. But once you get used to it being overpowered, it's not nearly as bad as a lot of people would think. You just gotta get accustomed to making those wheels leave the ground almost anytime you want. People drive weird around here, like this truck over here. What is going on? Is there a transparent car? I can't see between him and the car in front of him. You need 40 feet between you? Who knows? Florida. Filled with crazies. Myself included. Nice little Beamer. Wonder if she races that thing. It's funny because there's not a whole lot of challenges for me out here. There's only a couple other guys that really run and race Hellcats on the street out here. And most of the other cars out here just, it's not Oklahoma. We're just gonna say that. The street racing scene out here ain't Oklahoma. So, while my car is not the most badass Hellcat out there, It doesn't have to be in this neighborhood. I mean, there's just not a whole lot of competition. So I've got a real easy run here, but you know, if I took this crap to Oklahoma, I'd get my ass whooped. I'm just saying. This car's fast, but it ain't that fast. It ain't Oklahoma boy fast. So the one thing I do like about this car, I mean, is its ability to really just hit the rubber. And the one thing is, I mean, the throttle response is amazing on it. The one thing about it is that like the stock tires that come out, the all-season tires and crap, I mean, they leave the ground so easily. The tires that I've got on here now are actually drag radials, and they hook the ground a lot better. So it's a lot harder to drift this car. But it really runs a straight line a lot better with these drag radials on, especially in the warm weather. Now, these aren't all-season tires, so they're not really good. Like, you know, when we had that 30 spell a little while ago, it wasn't really good for running in those cold temperatures unless I have a weather tire or a rain weather tire. When it's wet out, man, this thing slides all over the place with these tires on it. So, you know, it just depends on how you want to drive your HELLCAT. You know, if you like sliding it around, I would probably keep the original. I mean, I'd keep all-season tires on it. I don't know if I'd keep the original tires, but I'd definitely keep all-season tires on it. So that way you can, you know, let them leave the pavement a little easier if you just kind of like smoking tires and drifting circles. I'm not the smoking tires, drifting circles kind of guy. So for me, that doesn't appeal to me. I know lots of guys that do that crap and just tear up their car, but for me, I like racing. And I like course racing. I mean, I was a rally driver, so for me it was because of the weight of the car. It's not a light car that recovers out of the drift quickly. So you really got to time the weight of the car with your recovery out of the drift. And I think that's the hard part for a lot of people. It takes some time to get used to. It was for me, because I was used to drifting, you know, small rally cars, which are much lighter, much smaller engines, much higher, you know, turbo to weight ratio. I mean, much more of that car, like the rally cars, are dependent on the short straight line and the coming out of the corner drift abilities. But this car, you know, has the same capabilities. It's just not light, so it's really hard to control it in the drift and to recover out of the drift because of the weight of the car. So once you get used to that, once you get past the weight of the car and you get used to the throttle response, you know, another thing for me is drifting cars has always been a manual transmission thing for me. This is the first car I ever tried to drift, or even could drift that wasn't automatic, because, you know, automatics tend to not give you the torque that you need, especially, you know, off the acceleration. This car is specifically designed to let the wheels leave the ground, so you know, it is definitely has the capability to do it, which is weird. It's definitely weird trying to throttle the automatic transmission in a drift. So this is where I'm going, people. True leave. That's right, true leave. I'm gonna go park my car over here. I doubt they're gonna let me live stream in there, you know what I mean? They don't let anybody film in there. They're kind of jerks like that, yo. We'll take a moment right here. Park it up here. All right. So that was it. A little drift of the HELLCAT, you know, a little fun, little course run. Wasn't fully pushing it. We had a lot of traffic, so I'm sorry about that. Maybe I'll take it out on a night run here soon, and you guys can check that out. We will probably be live streaming off of my Disdain channel soon, but my Life of Disdain channel, but they do not allow me to live stream off there because I don't have enough followers or whatever. So soon we will be doing that. Anyways, this is Disdain from the HELLCAT. Peace, y'all.